Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of A Millennial Perspective. This is episode 12 of season 1, The Day Before. Before we dive straight into the episode, I was thinking we should add, since our podcast is very short and the show itself has a lot of personal experience from the writers and the show creator. So I was thinking we should add a new segment where we answer the basic theme of the episode, um, and we share our personal lives and or wishes to prolong the podcast or make it a little bit longer than 15 minutes, I guess. And then this question, as I mentioned in the previous two episodes, this is taking place the day before John committed suicide. So it's taking before the pilot. So I was thinking for this episode, the question would be, what would you do if you had one more day to live? Because basically John
That's
had,
pretty good.
yeah, John has had, this is about his last day. Well, technically it's about everyone's previous day, but mainly focuses on John. So yeah, do you want to answer that, Adam?
Yes. So what would I do if I had my last day?
Yeah.
Probably visit the zoo.
And see monkeys.
Yes.
But
Yes.
isn't there more you want to do, like, instead of, well, yes, I get you spending 24 hours in the zoo kind of seems a little bit odd, Adam. Do you have anything else you want to do other than look at monkeys, like talk to your family, or
Probably
is
eat a
that not
burger.
in the list?
Probably eat a burger.
Well, that's
A
strange and
wagyu beef burger.
okay, that makes a little bit more sense. Do you want to talk
Yeah,
to
do
your
you agree?
family before, if you had one more day to live?
Uh, yeah, I'll send them a voicemail.
A voicemail?
Yeah, I'll send them a voicemail.
Uh-huh. Okay. Well, what I would do is I would uh spend time with my family, like
Mm-hmm.
most of some of it, or um I would do everything I like eating um Italian food, one of my favorite, or Italian or Mexican. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
I agree with you there.
And then I would go at least for 2 hours of fishing, because fishing has been a part of my life since I was in the kindergarten, and now I take care of a couple of fishes. But yeah, I would like to go fishing one more time in the sea, because I like to have the sea breeze over my face, and you know meditate a little bit while I'm fishing, and then spend time with my family, friends, say goodbye, have closure with most people, because you can't do everything in 24 hours. You can't fly to everywhere. So, it's not about hard to do everything in 24 hours, but yeah, it's one more day to live. It's quite, in my opinion, it'll be a little bit nerve wracking too,
Maybe.
because it is one more day. Don't you
I
think?
think I think the best way to spend your last day is to not realize it is your last day.
That's true.
Because I feel like you'll spend more time worrying about it being your last day than actually enjoying.
Yeah, it's a little bit hard for you to enjoy life, I guess, if it's,
Exactly.
yeah.
I got this from a movie I watched yesterday, Kung Fu Panda. Tomorrow is a mystery. What was it?
Okay.
Tomorrow is a mystery. The
Which one
future
did
is a
you?
mystery. The past is
Which,
history.
which one
But the
did you
future, but
watch?
huh? The first
One?
one.
Oh, the first one.
Master Oogway's talking to Poe, and he says, "The past is history, the future is a mystery, but today is a gift. That is why it's called the present."
Isn't that's the peach tree scene, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly the Peachtree scene.
Great movie.
Very good movie.
Yes, very good movie. Um, well, yeah, life is short as we, I guess, experience from this COVID situation where anyone could drop dead in an instant. Yes,
Mhm.
so please, don't get infected. If you do get infected, please go to the hospital and do get the cure or the vaccine because people say it's something you developed in 1 year, so it's toxic and you'll make you even sick. That just like getting the vaccine for the flu or ammonia or anything like that. Some parents are paranoid about the vaccines and they don't give the vaccines, but it's best to get the vaccines, in my opinion. What do you think?
I agree. You should just get it.
Yeah.
Honestly, just not even if you're looking out for yourself, you gotta look out for everyone else.
Well, vaccines are good to get. Japan sucks because we'll probably won't get it until September. But lucky for you, Adam, your country is COVID free for most of the time, unless a foreigner enters the country with COVID. You live
Yep,
in a lucky place.
that too.
Singapore is lucky too. My parents got their second shot yesterday,
Nice.
so they're all cured. I'm stuck here, waiting until September to get the cure. Well, COVID sucks. That's what I'm gonna say. And they're trying to have everyone fine by the time Olympics happen, which I doubt will never happen. So everyone, get your vaccines and stay healthy. And now let's continue with the episode, I guess. Um, this episode of the Million Little Things, titled "The Day Before," written by Ashley Simpson, directed by Silva Tree. So not by DJ, but DJ will be
No.
directing the next one or writing the next one. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
The episodes focuses on everyone. You know, um, it really does focus on everyone, but it starts off with Maggie because
Mhm.
Maggie moved from Chicago to Portland in this episode, and she's unpacking all her stuff, and her dad arrives, and um, she is unpacking and having a talk with her father um, about her life because she had chemo and everything. So Maggie is spending time with her father, unpacking her stuff, which is a nice gesture because some people don't have that good relationship with their fathers because they're far away or they've abandoned you or they're just too strict and you don't like them. But Maggie and her father has a really nice relationship. I think I have one. I have a nice one with mine. What about you? Do you have one with yours?
Yeah, I feel like I do,
Yeah.
which
Well,
is
nice.
very lucky to say that.
And then we continue with the Dixon family because this is mainly John's day before
Mm.
he jumps. And John is getting ready for work, and Delilah and John, they want to have a dinner because uh they want to have dinner, but John's too busy. So John says I'll try to make it, but you never know because he's busy. And then
Mhm.
yeah, so John's a very busy person. We knew that from the beginning, and then yeah, it's a little bit hard for John to be connected with Delilah right now because of the stress he's experiencing in the workplace. We move on to Regina. Yes, Regina, and she's at a company buffet, where she's the chef, and but she kind of experiences sexual assault,
Oh,
which leads her to quit her job, which is the main reason why she's unemployed in the first episode. But she gets a restaurant from John. The final gift John gives to everyone is the restaurant, and Regina embraces her unemployedness from to employee from becoming the boss, and running the restaurant with Delilah basically. Um, and then we move on to the four guys because it's not three this time; it's four because John's there too, right? And they're playing their annual Friday basketball, and John's very disappointed with Gary. Gary had his cancer cured, breast cancer cured a year ago, and John saying get a job or basically Gary's not living life to the fullest. If you had cancer, you'd start feeling slightly depressed, or you want to do everything. And Gary chose the depression part, where he started not enjoying life to the fullest. And and John's really disappointed with Gary, live life to the fullest. I think during this COVID time, we are not living life to the fullest, but you know, it's COVID. What can we do except for being safe? And yeah, well, technically, some countries are having life like your country's nice. Me, I'm stuck here in the house. It's very, very traumatic. But you get to go out, and I'm jealous.
you'll get there.
Yeah,
Everyone will.
hopefully. And then Gary's at a food truck, and then he meets Colin. I don't think I mentioned much about Colin in the previous episodes, but for most of you who hasn't watched the show and are just listening to my podcast because I begged you to listen to it, Colin is Gary's dog. Gary's had his dog throughout all the episodes. And yeah, everyone loves Colin. And this is the day that Gary meets Colin. Colin was at a garbage truck, abandoned dog, and starts following Gary. And so Gary decides to adopt the dog, which is a nice gesture. I know. And then, yeah, nice gesture. And then we move on to Eddie and Theo. Theo's the cute guy, yeah. And he's very smart, as I mentioned, because he did ask about what is war and stuff. And this time he's talking about the Cretaceous period. Yeah, dinosaurs. And Theo made a dilemma. And wanted to show it to her grandparents because apparently he's going to see Catherine's grandparents, and he wanted to show the Cretaceous period. I think any teenagers who love their grandparents, most of them love their grandparents, would like to show their accomplishments to their grandparents too, because they're more loving and more proud, and they can be more pretending to be more proud of them than their parents most of the time, I think. And then we move on to John's last couple of days, and John hasn't shown up to the dinner date with Delilah. And then Delilah's by herself, but then Eddie joins him to comfort her. And then, but John decides to go to the dinner date, but then sees Delilah and Eddie together, so he leaves the dinner date, or he sees them through the window. So then John decides to leave. Yeah, it's quite sad, actually. John did make it, but no, Delilah, John, Eddie beat them to the punch, I guess.
Right.
And everyone's coming to John. John's the leader of this friend group. He's a busy man. He's quite rich because he can get a season tickets to um, hockey games. And this time it's Regina who got fired, as I mentioned in previously. And Regina is seeking counsel from John by calling him, and Regina just talks smack about her old job, and John just listens to her and becomes a good therapist of sort, I guess. It's a nice gesture that John does for everyone, because John does care for everyone, including Colin, including Gary, everyone in the group, even Catherine, because Catherine's in the out within the group. So yeah, it's very nice to see. Yeah, nice to see them. Nice to see them talk, I guess.
Yeah.
And then we see. Maybe people have forgotten, but Rome did try to commit suicide in the pilot, but John committed suicide, leading Rome not to commit suicide. And in this episode, Regina and Rome have that final conversation before he tries to commit suicide. The basic stuff. I love you, hugs, kisses, I think that's what most people say before they commit suicide. But most people who commit suicide say, they regretted the moment they leap off the bridge, or tries to commit suicide. So
Right.
yeah, it's a sad moment to see, because that Rome is going to try to commit suicide, and it's the final moment that they're talking to, which is like teary. And then obviously, after that, tragedy strikes, right?
Yeah.
John commits suicide, and everyone gets the news. It's the moment. This is basically episode 0 of A Million Little Things. It's just they put it in a perfect place where you love the characters already, and then you don't know what's gonna happen. So it's this perfect spot that they put this episode in, which I like. Yeah, it's how John experienced the final days before he committed suicide. He was supposed to have dinner with Delilah, but his busy job forbade it. But John says, screw it, I'm gonna ditch my job and try to make it to the dinner. But then you see Eddie with Delilah, and might be one of the contributing aspects to him committing suicide, but we'll not find out until the final episode. Yeah, it's a sad episode for sure, but it's also a big understanding of where each character came from, I guess.
Right, their motives, or their background, kind of.
Yeah, it's beautiful in that sense, I guess. Well, do you have anything else to say?
No, I agree with where they're trying to put this episode. They already built up the characters. They kind of already built up the characters, so now it's just giving us background information, basically.
Yeah, you start to love the characters, most of the characters, because they've mainly put Catherine's slightly as an antagonistic aspect until this point. But don't worry, people who love Catherine, you'll get more better stories in the future. Next episode, I think, or in the next two episodes, Catherine have a better, um, yeah, we'll have a better writing, I guess. So thank you for listening. We'll see you next time. I hope you guys enjoyed the new part that we've added, trying to make it longer. I'll probably have guests answer the questions
Yes.
next episode or in the future episodes, so that there's more conversation to have than just us two
Mhm.
if you're getting sick of our voices. So yeah, thank you for listening. We'll see you next time, and adios.